Hello everybody, Sifd here again with another Halls of Torment run. Yes, the Diablo 2 roguelike bullet heaven, bullet hell that people started paying attention to again because multiple people played it. Anyway, today I'm gonna showcase how to beat this game always win. This works with every character, but I would suggest do it with Archer or the Sorcerers, as those two characters are the best to do it. I'm gonna showcase it with Archer as you unlock him pretty early while the Sorcerers a bit later, so let's go with Archer. The reason why those two are best is because this is a crit chance build, so that means for items, we're gonna go for the crit chance ring. This is the only important one, and then if you want to have something good to, then also go for the attack speed gloves. And if you have the XP gain amulet, that would be also a best in slot in my opinion, but that's not really forced. The rest you can do whatever, but mainly, as I said, crit chance and attack speed on the gloves, that's it. The rest, do what you want. Now we're gonna go into this run, and you need to find a very specific weapon. By the way, you don't need to have everything unlocked. Now the more quests you have unlocked, the more metal aggression you have unlocked, the easier it's gonna be, obviously, but most of the time it works. And we found lightning strike right away. We are lucky on that, and if you don't find lightning strike right away, just straight up restart the run. Doesn't really matter until you get it. Strikes random enemies with lightning and stuns surrounding enemies around the target. Hits enemies, get electrified. So after you take that, you don't want to get another weapon until you get this to level 3. How do you get a weapon to level 3, you ask? You straight up just get upgrades for it 3 times. That's it. Movement speed, health regen. Here we're gonna go with movement speed. I don't know. All the choices were very bad. I had a reroll choice there, but I don't think we're gonna use a reroll until we're pretty much forced 100% into something I don't want to pick. Which we're very close to it, but let's go with attack speed. Attack speed is a very good option in general. You want to go as much crit chance as possible, which, as far as I know, we should be able to get 100%. Now, this guy's crit chance, starting crit chance, as you can see here, is 15, 25 with the ring, so that's already 1/4 of the attacks are crits. Let's go with damage. Area is also important, so you want to go crit chance, crit damage, area, AoE, and pretty much anything that hits a lot of opponents is the play. And our crit chance, very nice. I mean, in our crit chance, that's the first crit chance we found. And let's loop around opponents here, XPing and slowly going up or down to pick up those items. Movement speed and base health, maybe not. I would say movement speed and health region is what I care a bit more about, so let's go with area and cone size, in my opinion. And yeah, as I said, we're gonna try to slowly trickle up to get that next weapon slot. Now, in case you don't have that starting weapon in the beginning as I had, that's because you haven't beaten the stage yet. As far as I know, there are some achievements bound to that. Movement speed and health region is here. Damage main weapon, I don't care about the main weapon, to be honest. Let's go with, yeah, let's go with movement speed and health region. The dedication 1. Low base crit chance is also good, but might as well have that done yet. So we move a bit faster. I do enjoy moving fast and chilling and vibing, and let's also destroy as many opponents as possible, so we start getting some XP. Crit chance, let's go. And as I said, slowly trickle up to the next weapon. Now, in your case, as I said, you might not have the starting weapon, so you might need to rush up to the weapon, find the lightning strike, and then rotate back, but honestly, this is just to always beat easily the game. Here we go, this is a very good one. Crit chance on the lightning strike, you definitely want that. More projectiles on the main weapon, who cares? Yeah, as I said, crit chance is what you care about, the lightning strikes, and also more of them and more attack speed. There is also a version that gives you attack speed. Let's go with this, crit chance, stun chance, and attack speed. Less attack speed, that is. Now, the less attack speed, as I said, is pretty bad, but it doesn't matter. It's like only 5%. Crit chance on the main weapons, stuff on the main weapons, more projectiles on the main weapons. I guess we're gonna go with crit chance and damage on the main weapon. Might as well. The only thing that matters is the lightning strike. Like, the lightning strike alone is gonna pretty much carry us. The more we upgrade it, the better. The rest is just supplementary. Attack speed on the main weapon, not really. Let's go attack speed in general. That's decent. And let's continue just hitting everything we find close to us, while trying to also break maybe some boxes. Yep, here we go. Magnetism. That's pretty useless, this really, but it doesn't matter. 5% crit chance, 5% lightning damage, and electrify chance. This is really good. You also don't have access to this all the time. You have access to these based on what achievements you have, so I might have some things you don't have at all. I'm gonna go with damage here, baseline damage. Attack speed on the main weapon. I'm gonna say yes, I do enjoy the attack speed on the main weapon. It's, I don't know, damage on the main weapon is also good because, you know, having more damage multiplies with the crit damage and everything just binds together. Let's go 20% crit damage, as we are a crit build after all, so that's pretty important to get to. Then maybe I should go into base damage. What is this? This is the first time I'm seeing this thing. I guess it has to do with the new character. Oh, and also opponent spawn. Yeah, well, I'm also exploring the game at the same time, it seems. It has been a long time since I played, but the game didn't really change that much. Projectile, additional attacks. Definitely go with additional attacks whenever you can do so. And the same goes with the lightning strikes, by the way, as many additional attacks as possible. Main damage, pickup range. Let's go with main weapon damage. So we start doing 100 damage per shot, which is nice. And here we're fighting skeletons. We don't have AoE right now, which in general is pretty bad. But that's what we tried to get. Here we go. Additional strikes on the lightning strike. That's really good. Crit chance is also good, but let's go with additional strikes. The best I can get, the best you can get, in my opinion, is attack speed on the lightning strikes. Which, I'm not sure if there are rare items that you can find, and common and uncommon and whatnot. So, yeah, if you find attack speed on the lightning strikes, definitely take it. Critical hit chance on the main weapon, etc. I'm gonna say, yeah, let's take it. So we start doing borderline 100% crits on my weapon. At some point, I'm gonna obviously stop picking up crits on my weapon, and we should just straight up go with damage. Let's continue. Now, as I said, the sorceress might be a bit better because she gets some passives, lightning-related passives on her level ups. So that really much combos with the lightning strikes, and a lot of people get better stances. +1 piercing on the arrows. I could take, yeah, let's take it. It helps with DPSing down opponents right now. And here's the first elite that we're gonna fight. Now, the most important thing to get, as I said, is get a level 3 lightning strike. That is the most important. Right now it's level 2, because I only have gotten 2 upgrades on it. I mean, I'm saying level 3, but what I mean to say is just get 3 upgrades on the lightning strike. That's what I'm trying to say. So you want to do that first and foremost, and then from there, you pick up the item. You pick up the next weapon. Movement speed and base health. Crit damage. Let's go crit damage, I would say. So we continue smacking opponents. As you see, by the way, every lightning strike we get hits the opponents for AoEs and stuns everything around the main target. And that is the main idea here. There is a passive, in case they didn't change it, which says that lightning strikes are AoE crit chance, lightning damage, electrify chance. And we're gonna go with this, obviously. Instead of going for the 5% crit chance, we're gonna go with everything crit chance. No, crit chance alongside other things is what I meant to say. Might be a bit of mixing up my words here, but whatever. AoE cone or attack speed? We're gonna go attack speed. Attack speed is DPS, as always. And the higher DPS you have in these games, the more XP you pick up from the fact that you have higher DPS. So I should start attacking the boss. I'll continually looping top right. And as you see, this is the last 5 seconds of the wave. Each last 5 seconds of the wave, always the wave stops. So that's pretty important to keep in mind, always. Let's continue looping up to the top right. Come on, give me a lightning strike. Come on, man, where's the lightning strike? Let's go with movement speed and health. Why not? Let's start getting rid of those dedications. I mean, we pick them up, I guess, is what I meant to say. Also, I lost a lot of life. When did that happen? I mean, I think I just got more max life, and that's why I had less life. That's why I'm missing life, because I just got max life. And this is another weapon, so we definitely do not want to pick this up. You do not want to pick up a weapon at all, really. You want to straight up just wait for level 3 lightning strike, and then go and pick up any other weapon. So you have the highest chance possible of getting what you want. I said let's go movement speed. Range is also decent, but I don't think we really need this. So let's just pick up XP. Come on, man. Give me attack speed on the lightning strike, or crit chance on the lightning strike for that matter. You'll only need 1 more upgrade on it. Attack speed on the main weapon. Crit chance on everything. Is there any chance I missed the fact? No, I only have 1 and 2 upgrades on the lightning strike. We just need 1 more, man. 1 more lightning strike upgrade, and then the build is a go. The earlier you get this going, obviously, the better, because any legendary upgrade on any weapon just makes it so much better as to how much damage you do. And yeah, that's it. Attack speed on the main weapon, movement speed and health regen. Let's go with this, movement speed and health regen. Now, the second weapon you want to get, if possible, is the needles. So, in my opinion at least, because the needles are also a crit item, and those needles have an effect that says that they explode at the end of the line. So if you get that, you straight up win. Damage and crit damage, not really. This is a not really, you don't want this. So I'm gonna just go with damage on the main weapon, I guess. The reason you don't want that is because it says less stun range. And you don't want that because the main idea here is that the stun range is gonna become damage. That is the main idea here. Yeah, that's it pretty much. Here we go, 60... no, we don't really go here. Do we? I can take this. It's damage on the lightning strike. Now let's go for damage. I want attack speed or more projectiles on it. That's by far the best. How much damage do the lightning strikes do right now? Is my question. The non-crits. They do 2000 damage on crits. But what's the non-crit version of that? Because that's what's the actual number. I mean, I could theoretically just pause and look it up. How much the crit? 400. So they do 400 damage. 666 is not that. 50 base. What? 66 base damage or 50 base damage? Why would anybody take this ever? 66 base damage, 50 base damage, and both of them reduce electrify chance. Why would everybody do that ever? Let's go with more projectiles on the main weapon. And let's continue. I would like to get the crit chance on the lightning, by the way. Which right now the lightning has... a crit chance, it's 55%, so I would like to make it 60% or more. if possible. There is a legendary upgrade that says on crits explode. That's why we care about that much. Damage, crit damage. You know what? No, let's go with additional attacks. I was about to say, you know what? Let's take it and be gone, but no. We're gonna definitely try to min-max here to showcase how you're done. Now, of course, if in this point of the run, your run is a bit harder or worse. Are you serious right now? What's happening? Let's go with area and AoE. Fight our first little boss. It's gonna throw those little soldiers at us, which is pretty much not a thing, because we can just avoid them and just loop around and hit everybody. Still waiting for the min-max on that. Actually, let's actually start going top right to pick that thing up instead of the one I already have down here. Attack speed, I found it. We lose 15% crit damage, but we get 25% attack speed, which is of course crazy because it's gonna now start firing pretty fast. Now we're gonna go over here and pick it up. Electrify strike. Enemies stunned by lightning strike have a 50% chance to get electrified, which is damage. So that's good because electrify is damage. So now, wait a minute. That got nerfed. That used to be 100%. That used to be 100%. Let's go with 10% damage, I would say. So now anything that is within the AoE of the lightning strike will get stunned. That's the thing anyway. And half of those will get electrified. And electrify damage is pretty sizable. It's like 100 damage per second. And if you think about the fact that my normal attacks do this, why is this in flames? Ah, you go in there, you get a fight. Ah, there are a lot of changes in this game lately. It's been a long time since the last time I played, and I like it, Let's go with attack speed. Now the lightning strike does damage, so does stun. So theoretically it should also stun the elites. Let's see, here we go. Crit chance, stun range, and less attack speed. I'm gonna say yes to this. We want as much stun range as possible, and let's also pick this up. And we found the Phantom Needles. This is the second best weapon for this build, so you definitely want this. Fires needles at random nearby enemies in quick succession. Multi-hit increases the attack speed, so it just fires faster. Now this, the needles, without 2 legendaries, they're not really that powerful. With 1 legendary, they're decent, but with double legendary, they're busted, like everything breaks. Attack speed on the needles, I'm gonna say yes, because I want to start setting up having those needles leveled up. So we're gonna take that, and let's loop slowly back for the next weapon. We're gonna take bye you. Found an item, let's just take the item. It doesn't really matter what it is, honestly. Just take something you don't have. 50% damage, minus 5% damage for each enemy in your pickup range, or against 3 defense, 5 seconds after taking damage. You know, let's just take this, and there is that. I do enjoy that they now just straight up put the new item in your inventory. It used to always be, oh, you already have an item like that equipped. Do you want to re-equip, put in the bag, or what do you want to do? And now they just, you know, they're like, okay, we don't care. Oh, wow, that's also new. Wine bottle. When retrieved and bought allows the cupbearer to increase the amount of available strong wines. Okay, that's what we're gonna retrieve then. I don't care about that item we got. +1 piercing, +20 range. I'm gonna say yes. You definitely want to put piercing on the needles. And the reason is because one of those 2 legendaries that the needles can get is that when they actually hit the maximum range without having run out of piercing, let's go with crit chance, they explode. And that's the idea here, right? If the needles get, let's say, 20 piercing, which they can't get, but let's say they have 20 piercing, it doesn't matter how many opponents they hit, because they will expire instead of actually hitting their piercing limit, they will explode. And that is exactly how you break those things, because the idea is the needle just flies out and explodes at the end of its line. Crit damage, we're gonna go with this, multiply the crit damage on the needles, and now I have 3 upgrades on the needles, so I can just straight up run down and pick up another one of those weapons, which should either give us a needle legendary, hopefully the explode on hit legendary, or another lightning legendary, hopefully the explode on hit, once again a legendary. So we just want explosions overall. 20 damage, 20 crit damage, stun range. I don't want to reduce my stun range. Let's go with piercing, I would say. And let's continue going around. The idea in general is that the lightning strikes should be attacking as fast as possible. And then, here we go, another weapon. This should be a needle upgrade. Here we go, Phantom Split. Critical hits split the needle into 2 new projectiles. Both new needles are strong as the original needle, increase the base damage by 15. Obviously, really, really busted and really, really good. So, I mean, this is not the one I wanted, but it is what it is. And now we're gonna run down there for the last level up. I'm not gonna take it until we are until I upgrade most of my weapons to level 6. If I can get 6 upgrades on my weapons, and then I'm gonna pick those up. +1 piercing, +20 range. I don't really think this is a good idea. I don't need that much piercing. Let's go with damage. I would prefer getting more attack speed on the needles, or more crit damage on the needles, or anything that has to do with damage in general, and not with piercing. Because, I mean, piercing is good and all, but it's useless on its own. Let's send the bottle up, as that is pretty much meta progression. I don't really care about the item we found. The amulet is irrelevant. Found a little red gem. Let's see what we found. Piercing and range, not really. Let's get the base health and region. Yeah, whatever. I mean, we could have gone with movement speed, but doesn't really matter. So yeah, this is pretty much the build. You're seeing it in front of you right now. Phantom Needles and Lightning Strikes. Lightning Strikes mainly. Now, here it might feel like, oh, it isn't really something that crazy. But if you use this in any other map, if in the first map or the second map, you're gonna see that it's a joke. Like, this just defeats the game on its own. Now, as I said, this used to be more powerful. I guess they nerfed it because it was too powerful. So, I would say I'm late to the party. But at the same time, I'm also not late to the party, but, oh, crit chance, lightning, etc. More projectiles on projectiles. I'm gonna take this. I don't have projectiles, though. The lightning strikes are not projectiles. Still, I'm gonna take this. It shoots out, I guess it shoots out faster needles because the needle says they get attack speed from projectiles. So there's that, I guess. So as I was trying to say, I'm a bit late to the party. I already had a video where I break the game with lightning strikes. Hopefully a card's gonna appear at the top right if my editor gets there in time. Otherwise, I guess it's gonna be tomorrow. I don't know, it won't matter. But I did a lightning strike already, and at that one, it was still buffed. And yeah, it definitely breaks the game. So now that it's 50%, hey look, it's the enemies that appear from the mechanic. From the new gathering mechanic. Crit chance, stun range, definitely yes on that. Nice, I want their stun range to be like huge. I want them to, wherever they hit, everything around them to get stunned. Although I'm seeing opponents don't get stunned because they have armor. Maybe specifically on this map, it is hard to do. Attack speed on the needles, definitely. So we got that going. Let's continue. My level at this point is 45. I think at level 60 is when I should be able to have 6 levels on all my weapons. And then that should give us access to a second legendary. And the second legendary definitely breaks the game after that. Let's go movement speed, although it doesn't really matter. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter. Let's just come close to this guy, and actually let's have him as close to the other weapon as possible because I don't want to go back and forth later. He's gonna appear in front of us with full life or something. With a lightning strike, already got him. With the lightning strikes, already got him. Those are the two options. I left him with, yep, here he is. Here he is. He died. He died. He gone. He gone. And now, I would suggest don't move. In general, you don't want to really move. You want to, I mean, move. You can move for sure, but you want as many opponents to die as in similar spots as possible, because there seems to be some kind of multiplier of XP staying on the ground. Attack speed, piercing on everything. I'm gonna get attack speed on the Phantom Needles. And that was the level 5, by the way. So we just need one more on the Phantom Needles, and one more on the Lightning Strikes. Also, I should not pick up XP, as I just mentioned. Do not pick up XP, just let it amass, because they multiply with each other. Crit chance multiplier, piercing range, or damage straight up. Attack speed on the lightnings. This is level 6, by the way, and these are also level 6. Crit chance, we're gonna go with attack speed on the lightnings right now. And then, I'm gonna quickly look over here and see how much crit chance there's. 50%. So if I get crit chance multiplier on that, it's gonna be 100%. If it appears again. If I'm lucky enough to get it again, that is. But the lightning strikes are more important in my opinion. Too many things have armors in this stage, and armor seems to block the stun. No, it doesn't block the stun. I take that back. Let's loop around. Let's hit everything we can. What are these opponents even doing? They're zigzagging. Good AI, good AI, good AI. One of those good AIs. And now is the chance to pick up the XP. Loop, quickly get it. Here we go. Crit chance multiplier. Boom. Now it should have a 100% crit chance. Yep, 100% crit chance. And now we're gonna just start picking these up. As theoretically, they should give us legendaries again. So let's see. Boom. Got it. Explosive strikes. When a lightning strikes deal crits, it causes an explosion. So that's obviously really important, because now we have even more AoE. Now we have that when they get stunned, they electrify, and when they half of the times, and also they explode almost always. So yeah, we should be pretty good. Now we're playing it against these little enemies here, which, you know, they only take 1 damage, so that's a weak part of our strategy here, but otherwise it doesn't matter. These are the Doctor Who enemies. You just watch them and they don't move, but if you don't watch them, they just chase you down. I guess you could call them the boos. Piercing, that's good piercing, why not? Piercing is actually helpful in general. And now, last but not least, we need the explosive needles, and then nothing should really be surviving on the map. Everything around us should be exploding, and everything else. We got crazy attack speed here and crazy movement speed as a couple of drops. Base crit chance, fire area, fire damage, etc. I could go with, yeah, let's go with fire damage, fire area, etc. It's the explosion on the lightning strikes that does that. Just slowly trickle down. And this is the last one. Do I have needle 6? I'm not sure if I have needle 6. I do have needle 6, but this is a No, there is no risk on taking this. We're gonna take this and hope we're gonna find needle level 2 legendary. We found it. Phantom Rift, this is it. If needles could hit more enemies, so as I said, piercing thing, when the maximum range is reached, they deal the remaining damage as magic damage in an area around them. And this here is explosive, like from here on out, because when they crit, this is like the highest DPS. The idea with the lightning is that you control the enemies and you stun them and electrify them, but this here is the highest DPS in my opinion, because the idea is you hit something, it crits, it splits, and the split actually doesn't travel the full range, it just splits behind them and then stops moving. If you see the needles, whenever they hit something, they just split. You're never gonna see another opponent come close to us. Like, this range around us here should be safe most of the time. I mean, has to do with how good or not we are, but you're gonna see. In general, as you can see, we throw a needle out, it splits, and then exactly behind the opponent, it disappears, and then the opponent dies, because it literally hits them twice, right? Because it says when it expires, it explodes, and because it splits in 2 smaller needles, they always explode exactly on hit, as they have 100% crit chance, right? So this is like the combo, the whole combo idea here. Let's pick all that XP up. Let's go with pickup range, I guess. Let's continue going for XP. Movement speed. Attack speed, I would say. Crit damage is also good. Hey, look, it's an elite. Just gonna archer him down slowly. He is putting some ice needles. Oh no, he hit us. Oh no, what shall we do? I have a decent amount of defense anyway. We don't have any issues. Attack speed on needles, definitely go for that. I mean, crit damage would also be good, but I think the attack speed on needles is really good, as the more we fly out, the more we fire out of these, the more damage they do. Unbelievable, am I right? Unbelievable. Fire damage, area, etc. Let's go with crit damage, actually, because we have borderline 100% crit chance on all my weapons. I mean, oh, we found a magnet. Very nice. That should give us a lot of XP. 10% damage on everything. Really nice. Crit damage, I would say. Damage and crit damage, but you lose the stun range. You know what? Let's take this. Let's take this. I have already increased my stun range so much. Let's go with fire area, fire damage, so that the explosions do more. We got that chest. Let's get the boots. That's the one thing I don't have, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to return any of these. The game doesn't really allow you to return that many things, which is bad in my opinion, but it is okay. Area and cone size, that's also really important. Having AoE helps with the explosions, helps with the lightning strikes, helps with everything. You want to have AoE and area. AoE and area, those two are the same word, by the way. Another AoE, let's take that too. I saw the crit chance, but I don't think it matters that much. And at this point, the game is borderline over. What I'm gonna do now, in my opinion, just to have a bit of fun, because you're gonna see, it's over. Like, I'm gonna sit at level 66. I'm gonna say, we'll go next to that magnet over there, up there, and we're just gonna sit there until the game is about to end. And then we're gonna just pick it up at the very end. Additional lightning strikes for more damage, definitely yes. So that literally gives us like almost another 2 or 3 lightning strikes. It does say plus 0.4, which, you know, is actually just plus, you know, with 0.4 lightning strikes. But it multiplies with so many things. Piercing and range, you know, we're gonna go with attack speed for sure. So that whoever is next to me gets machine gunned, so that nobody can be next to me. That's the idea here. You want to have as much attack speed on the needles as possible, so that if anything is even remotely close to you, they just get machine gunned down by the needles. And that's history. Let's just continue quickly going up. I could also do this as an edited guide, I would say, but I'm not really editing these videos. Maybe, you know what, I'm gonna open up an edited video channel, and then maybe we're gonna have edits there. Anyway, let's pick up this. What is this, damage or attack speed? It's attack speed. So we just got crazy attack speed the moment the game decided that the wave is over. Look at us raining with arrows. Now, there are more broken builds, just to be clear. There are builds that just break the game completely open and, you know, the whole screen fills with a million projectiles and whatnot. But this is the easiest, I think, to achieve, especially the needles part. The lightning strikes maybe won't be the most busted thing, but the needle, I think, are just by far the most busted ones. And you should be able to see it here. Wherever I throw a needle in, everything dies. Look at the left side. Look, it's as if the needle is an explosive that just explodes everything. If I throw 2 or 3 needles in a corner, whoever is there just explodes. So there is that. And you can see it here happening all the time. Throw needles, throw needles. Nobody's gonna be able to get in this ring. At least that's what the build should be. Nobody's gonna be able to get in this ring. Nobody's gonna be able to touch us. That is the most important part here. I'm level 67. I'm gonna stop like this here for the rest of the run. Even if no opponents up here, I'm just gonna not move. We will pick up the magnet at the, you know, at the very last second. At the 0.0.5 second mark. So that we just get all the XP at the end, and then just get a bunch of levels, and then just beat the boss. But I just want to showcase here, because I have a lot of achievements, and I have a lot of XP gain. You can, I'm level 67, I'm not gonna XP anymore, so I'm pretty much nerfing myself to showcase how busted it is just if you have those legendaries, which you should get if you follow what I'm doing. Now, these guys here, these statues obviously are able to survive this. There are battle builds to fight against the statues, because the idea of this build is the explosions, right? And statues don't really care about explosions because they only take 1 damage. The idea is that you have a bunch of AoE, right? While these statues, if anything, are strong against AoE, and they are weak against crazy attack speed machine gun builds. And this build I have is weak against the statues because those statues take lightning strikes away from us and also needle strikes away from us, right? When the needle shoots at the statue, we pretty much lose the DPS we could have been done if it wasn't for the statue itself. Which means that this build is a lot better in stage 1 and stage 2, but yeah, I mean, there is no but, that's it straight up. This build is better at stage 1 and stage 2. But even here, as you see, these bats are not going to be able to come close to us. And I'm not even hitting them with it. Look at this, I missed like 50 needles on that. But yeah, right now my DPS seems low because they are not close enough for the needles to hit them. But the moment they are... I mean, look at the boss going down. I don't even need to do... I'm not moving against the boss. Look how fast the boss goes down. And that was it. He's toast. Yeah, you attack us again. I don't care. I do not care. This here is not gonna be anything of the weapons I have, so might as well try to take it. And these are 3 new weapons. They are all irrelevant. I'm gonna get the meteor strike just because I already am into a fire build. Here now we're also firing explosions around. That's very irrelevant to me, but it exists. I guess it is what it is. At some point here we're gonna fight the Hydra at the 12-minute mark. I don't think I ever had this meteor strike. Fires 3 projectiles in an arc in random direction. Aims within a certain distance range. Projectiles explode when hitting around. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's meteors. It's meteors. It's just flinging meteors. Which, they do have AoE because we have a bunch of AoE. And also we have already started picking up those passives that have to do with fire weapons. So there's that. Oh man, we're gonna get to level 150,000 at the end of this wage when I pick up that magnet. But for now we're just chilling and vibing until the game is over. Which, yeah, right now you don't see a clusterfest of madness. But you do see that nothing is able to come close to us, right? Nothing at all is able to come close to us. As I said previously, as I stated, meta progressions do help with this, of course, but I don't think they are the end-all be-all. I think this is just straight up busted regardless of meta progression. Now, if you have 0 meta progression whatsoever, yeah, you will most likely die before you get this even, right? But then that is the issue. The fact that you were not able to get to this point is most of the time the issue. After you get those needle explosive legendaries, you're pretty much covered for opponents coming close, and after you get the lightning strike legendaries, you're pretty much covered for having enough AoE to clear out half the map on its own. So yeah. Also, obviously, if I pick up the XP right now, we're gonna get so many levels that are gonna help us out with doing even more damage with this. Which, should I try to avoid that, or should I try to do that? Nah, right now I'm trying to avoid it on purpose, just to showcase that this works even without all those levels that I could have had. And shielding opponents are also very bad. So in general, what I'm trying to say is the 3rd stage is on purpose made a lot harder. And obviously, because of all the armor and all those statues that take only 1 damage, a lot of mechanics here make this worse. But that just goes to show that this stage is the hardest stage. And it still works, right? It still works. It's not like it doesn't work. The only thing that is the issue is that I need to do specific hits, specific amounts of hits. How did I... Whatever, explosion area on the bombs. It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. It doesn't matter what we level up at this point. The build is ready, the build is a go, and only armor is protecting the opponents from not getting exploded all the time. And even, yeah, and the moment they don't have armor, they just straight up explode. Because armor is per hit basis, in case you don't know, in case you don't play this game, in case you haven't done test runs. You need to have a lot of attack speed. And as I said, the idea of this build is to have a lot of AoE. And not specifically a lot of single target clear or a lot of multi-hits. Because there are multi-hits weapons, right? There is like Kugelblitz, there is the Radiant Aura or whatever. There are weapons that have very, very, very small attack speed, like 0.1 or 0.2. And they instantly break shields and instantly break the statues and a lot of those things. Well, this build is not made for that. This build is for clearing the whole map other than armor. And then the armor enemies you're supposed to just run around and avoid and whatnot. Which, as you see, I'm not even doing because it doesn't matter to us, as we pretty much already won. The game is going to be 8 more minutes of us chilling here and vibing with a million XP around us. If this XP here does not give us 40 levels, then that means you lose XP by not picking up XP. I'm not even gonna move against the Hydra. Look at this. Obviously, if I was closer to the Hydra, it would have died a lot faster because the needles is my main DPS. But yeah, there is no... should I go close to it to just destroy it? You know, let's just go close to destroy it. What did it say? Wait for 180 seconds? I didn't even... Wait for 180 seconds before you start moving. Wow, I did actually an achievement. Literally did an achievement a second before I actually moved. An explosion area. 25% crit chance on the fire. Oh, we're gonna get a lot of levels now, by the way. Let's go with, I guess, health regen. Oh, we didn't get a lot of levels. Whoa. I'm dying. I'm actually dying. I'm actually dying. Unbelievable. Crit damage and crit damage and stun range. Let's actually run through. Whoa, we're actually dying. Panic. Crit damage on that. That's a good idea. Oh, we have 35 life. We're gonna lose. Oh no. Is this gonna heal us? 10% damage. You know what? Let's actually level up. Health regen, 36. I need armor. I need defense. Now, you know, the flexor made a mistake. The flex was a mistake. Crit chance, block strength, weak, no crit chance. This is gonna be 50,000 levels now, attack speed on the needles. Crit chance and stun range, electrify chance. Ooh, I would say crit chance and stun range. We're gonna get very, very a lot of levels now. Base defense, so we don't lose that much life. Attacks from the explosions. Health regen, dodge there. I see the shots coming in. Does this... Oh, the max life gives me the base life right away. So then I'm gonna make sure we're not gonna lose the game. 10% damage. 30 base damage, health. Let's go for the Hydra, which I just tanked for no reason. I have 97 life. I'm in death's door again. Woo! Come on, Hydra, go down, please. I have literally 63 life, and we survived. And at this point, we should be winning. Charges up when you move. When you fully charge, enemies electrify, shock, damage, stuns. Nope. And transforms the damage type of your main weapon to electric. And more electrify chance. Well, I could take this. Yeah, let's take this ring. Let's actually take this and actually equip it, to be honest. Crit chance. My crit damage is already pretty high as far as I know, 280. We're gonna throw that away and give us an electric weapon. Because we have electric damage anyway, right? And now I have an electric chance weapon. Still gaining the levels. And yeah, the statues, man. The statues. The statues are gonna get us. The statues are gonna get us. Forget the flex that I was previously doing. Let's rotate back to avoiding. As I said, let's continue smacking them with spikes. I have a telephone that I need to pick up, but I can't really do it right now because we're playing the game, right? Wait a second. Give me a second, I need to pick up the phone. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Yeah, let's go with HP regen as we're low health anyway. And we're about to die. On the how to win this game video, Sifd be like, oh, we're about to die, let's do it. Seems like it almost backfired, but honestly, yeah, it might look like it doesn't work right now, but it's mainly because of the statues. It's mainly because the stage here is built specifically to not work. But still, it does actually work, as you see. Like, I was flexing a bit too much with the don't move, and we got to a risky part of the game. But as you understand, if you don't try to flex, and if you just move around, as you see right now, the danger is gone, the boss is gone. And yeah, just don't flex is my suggestion. Just don't flex. Defeat the bosses like you normally should, and just loop around the statues. If you loop them around, whoever is chasing you is gonna freeze. You just need to look at the middle of the mass of statues, and at some point you're gonna get rid of them. I think these are the worst designed enemies in general in any game ever. I mean, I don't mean in this game that they're the worst enemies, but I mean enemies that are like, I don't die with damage, I die with hits. Those enemies in most games, even Slay the Spire, they yeah, you need to have a build against them, otherwise you're toast. Especially in Slay the Spire, if you have like a build that is, I do 1,000,000 damage with one big hit, and the enemy has that, you're toast. And the same goes with this one, because the idea here is, as I said, we do just explosions. And the thing is, by the way, these things for some reason, no, actually no, it's I want to say something very random here, which doesn't fit. Let's go with attacks on the bombs. Let's avoid the archery shots. As you see, we have healed back up, so we are pretty safe. Let's try to defeat the two bosses that are chasing us. And mainly the statues. Mainly the statues. Rolling around. Hitting everything. As I said, there are also other weapons that are pretty powerful and useful, like Kugelblitz. And if anything, Kugelblitz would be the better choice between Lightning Strikes and Kugelblitz. I think Kugelblitz would have been the choice. Because... Oh, we can get another weapon? Wait a minute. Okay, let's take that. We found Kugelblitz, as I said, or meteor spawns additional small projectiles. No, we're gonna get Kugelblitz. Fires a slowly moving a ball electric towards a random enemy. The ball emits lightning shock, regular intervals. So this is a multi-hit weapon. So that should help us with the statues, theoretically. Practically, we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to upgrade it, by the way. So we're gonna not get that thing. I'll try to get Kugelblitz to level 3 and then get the legendary on it, as that would make it a smidge better. Definitely better than the meteors, I would assume. Assume. English. Anyway, continue throwing out lightning strikes. Meteor attack speed. Yeah, why not? Meteor attack speed's decent. The meteor, yeah, seems to have like a big cooldown. And then it fires 1, 2, 3. Like, it has a cooldown 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop, hop. Cools on again. Yeah, the meteor seems to be working very weird. It seems like while it's flinging, it's cooling down. And then the cooldown, if the cooldown hits the moment it's still flinging, the second cooldown does not start. You know what I mean? Like right now it's gonna fling 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second one, as you see, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is gonna boom. It hits the cooldown, but it doesn't fire again. Unless the second cooldown is actually the duration of the attack. But that does not really make sense as how it should have been coded, to be honest, in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna do the don't move again. As I said, amassing XP on the ground is the way to go, because it makes it so that they actually combine and become more valuable. So definitely, when you cannot move, when you have the choice to not move, don't move. I think most likely the dev coded that in specifically for that. Like if you flex and if you can and you cannot move and not pick up the XP, then you get rewarded for it, which in my opinion is very smart. I think that's very, very smart and a good idea. Like, and any of these games should do that. Any of these games should be like, when XP stays on the ground, it actually becomes more valuable, so you shouldn't pick it up. This is the actual true risk-reward mechanic, because all of those games are like, yo, you know what risk-reward mechanic I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it so that XP disappears, so that people have to run around picking it up, or I'm gonna make it so that just straight up, either you pick it up or you lose it. And then the risk-reward is, you know, the risk is you running around picking up XP, and the reward is the XP. But no, this is so much better. The risk is you are not moving, and the reward is you get more XP. This is like the best implementation of risk reward with XP on the ground mechanic that I have seen, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean it is. Because this makes me actually want to not move, while the other one just gives you a struggle of, do I want to run around picking up XP now, or do I want to just defeat opponents? So yeah, there's that, I guess. Let's actually try to power up a bit. We got a couple more levels. Electrified chance, not really, but let's take it just to get it level 3. Base damage is also really bad, but once again, just let it get level 3. And electrified chance, once again, really bad, but just get it level 3. Radiant Aura, I never had that. Kugelblitz changes directions and is attracted by nearby enemies. This is cool. Cast light that distributes damage equally among all foes in range. Automatically cast in intervals. I'm gonna take this, just because. I don't think this is that important. Let's take this. Oh, this is very slow. I thought it was gonna be faster. It doesn't even matter what we pick up, by the way. It really doesn't matter what we pick up, because at this point we have won. The game is over. We have 2 more minutes to go. The final boss should be a cakewalk, as we have like 5 weapons. We have so much damage. What's happening? Where are the enemies? Here they are. They're coming in. Lightning strikes do like 2000 damage. My arrow shots do 50. Kugelblitz does 31. But Kugelblitz is here only for the statues, which no longer exist anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much how you beat the game. You go for lightning strikes and you go for needles, is my opinion. But once again, it might have not been really showcased here. But if you have this game, go ahead and play it at level 1 or 2. Which, I mean, those are stages too, right? Everything is a stage. You don't need to always play at the 3rd stage. And you will see that it really works on those stages. Like, on those stages, nothing touches you. And as I said, hopefully a card's gonna appear at the top right, where I actually showcase that specific thing I do. I did this run in one of those other stages, and yeah, we were literally just exploding everything. I should start moving half a second to the left or to the right when a shot comes in. There is no reason to get hit, especially before the boss. So let's just do starter steps one at a time. And whoop, we got hit. Very nice. Avoid again. Avoid again. Hit around. Whoop, here we go. Nice ranged opponents are also always fun to be had in this game. Although, because the game really looks like Diablo 2, it's hard to see where the projectile is gonna hit you or not. Now, I'm not saying you don't see the projectile, you do see the projectile. But sometimes it feels like you're 2.5D in a 3D game or something. So, it's the shadows and everything else in between. I don't think the radiant thing does anything. Should have gone with the chasing Kugelblitz, I guess. Although with so many opponents, it doesn't even matter if the Kugelblitz was chasing or not. And these last seconds here, yeah, statues are gonna come in, and they're gonna force us in the middle. As far as I know, you can push them back, but you can't really kill them. But they will disappear at the last 5 seconds, so there is no real downside in having them box us in. And 3, 2, 1, everything is gonna disappear now. Or damage or radius. Firing frequency. Let's go firing frequency on this. And yeah, they're gonna disappear now. And final boss time. We're gonna now loop away from it. 20 aura damage, but less aura radius or more range and everything. All of these are useless. Let's roll them. The one you roll them happened. Firing frequency. Let's go. Here are some hands flying out. Doesn't really matter. Here are some enemies on the ground. Doesn't really matter. Base defense, block strength. All of these are useless. I cannot reroll. Let's go with damage on the aura. I don't know. Whatever. Continue leveling up. Aura damage and aura charge speed. Yes. Further up. Seems like we're getting more levels now and faster. Block, pick up range, shockwave area, and projectile size. I'm gonna say yes to that. We're getting so many good upgrades on Kugel Blitz. And we got level 100 on this character. I never had a level 100 character before. Health, electrified chance. I mean, electrified chance, I don't know. Let's go electrify this boss. Now my normal attacks also electrify. Also, I should really stick close to him. Because other than the aura, which who cares to be honest. And the Kugel Blitz, we have the flames, which do actually do damage, and we also have the needles, which actually do damage. So we want to be close to these guys, so that the needles do the damage. I'm gonna showcase the DPS at the very end, so you see. I mean, I might be wrong about the needles being the highest DPS weapon in the universe, but I think I'm pretty much correct about that. We're gonna see. Lightning should be the first in DPS amount though, because it never ever missed once. I just blocked a hit. Wow, with who knows how little armor I have. I can loop you, my boy. I can loop you, my boy. Spawns a bunch of little statues. And yeah, the bosses, just stay close to them, I would say. Most of the time it seems like bosses are easier to avoid close up, because you don't have to deal with whatever pattern they are setting out. Because if he does like a zigzag pattern that I'm supposed to avoid, well, I can just stutter step literally next to him, because his pattern's gonna shoot out in a line. And yeah, look at this, he shoots over there. Well, if I'm very, very, very far away, let me showcase what it looks like if you're very, very far away. So if you're very, very far away here, I mean, other than the spawns, please don't spawn for an hour. Okay, come on, give me the attack, man. Give me the attack. Yeah, here, as you see, it's a bit different. I don't know. You can learn stutter stepping on your own, I would say. I think this is more of a skill issue if you get hit too many times from this, because literally everything is shown. I guess telegraphed. Literally everything is telegraphed. Everything goes in straight lines. You can just loop him around again and again, and if you see something running towards you, you just avoid it. And if you see something on the ground, once again, you just avoid it. Whoop, I got hit. Skill issues, man, I told you. I told you skill issues are a thing. And at this point, we should have been won. We should win, not we should have been won. We should have been won would mean that we should have lost. But yeah, and that is it with the boss. And that is how you beat the game every single time. At least in my opinion. Once again, needles, in my opinion, the best weapon. Can I see it? Can I confirm it? Main weapon, 8 million damage. I mean, DPS 30,000. Let's go with DPS numbers. Yeah, look at this, 18,000. The needles, man. And this stage isn't even that good for the needles, because too many opponents have armor and too many opponents have shielding. So this weapon here, needles, if you double upgrade the needles in stage 1 or stage 2, you just beat the stages instantly. And this one, you know, hard stage, we still won. Please remember that we were sitting ducks for at least 10 minutes, right? At some point, I did play with fire there with the Hydra fight, but I was literally not moving for 3-4 minutes, whatever, right? I got like that 10 minutes? Did I say 10 minutes? I think it was like 5. I don't know. It doesn't matter how long it was. The achievement, I think, was 180 seconds, so that should mean 3 minutes. I was not moving for 3 minutes. I thought it was more, but it doesn't matter. We won. We unlocked Hunter's Garden item and a couple of coins, Master Archer, and I hope you enjoyed. This was pretty much it. The game is pretty easy. I think I'm gonna continue playing this. Do you guys enjoy this? If you enjoy this, comment down below. Tell me about it. Yes, if I want to see more Halls of Torment. The game is awesome. The game is chill. The game is Diablo 2 vibes. The game is Bullet Heaven, Bullet Hell. And if you do that, then I will do that too. I will play more of this. If you don't, then I won't. I don't know. I'm gonna also take into account if, you know, actual the viewership of the same thing. Anyway, hope this takes off. Asmongold brought new life to this game, and I think this should be happening anyway, because, you know, the game is really well made. It reminds you to Diablo 2. It has a nice vibe going on. The weapons are unique. Each character is unique. They have unique passives and unique weapons. And I mean, unique upgrades and unique weapons. And there is also meta progression with 3 different kinds of meta progression, right? You have the classic meta progression over here, which you have, you know, the stats, classic meta progression that all the games have. Then you have the Diablo 2 meta progression, which is the items you find and bring back and you can equip your characters. And then you also have the, I guess, what would this be? Herbalism meta progression, which is you find items on the stages and you unlock things. Am I supposed to buy the bottle? Do you sell the bottle? The reroll bottle, are you selling? Oh, he is selling it, 600 coins. Okay, boom. And now I have 2 rerolls. Nice. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching, and see you guys around.